till his last breath. This is Karate Goes to Dojo of Death.
Perfect Turd Podcast, episode 212, Lamar, Karate Ghost, Part 2.
Yes. I don't know. How do we miss the first part?
I don't know, but yes, disclaimer, we've never seen Karate Ghost Part 1.
Yeah, we haven't seen it. We're back with James Balsamo. Well, you probably know what's going to be in a James Balsamo film. But we're going to see how this one differs from all the other James Balsamo films that we have seen.
Does it? Okay.
I was trying to lead into something, Joe. Jeez.
Oh, okay, well, lead into our first category, which is what did we think of the story? Or what was the story?
I was trying to talk around it, okay? Apparently, in this movie, we have a Karate Ghost. He's pissed off because he was choked with his own belt.
Yeah, in a tournament.
In a tournament. And so he goes around terrorizing people.
Mm-hmm.
And it's up to
Nick Laser?
Something
like that.
To fight him and return him, I guess, to his realm.
Yeah.
And in Balsamo, fashion, it's just random scenes of people talking about Karate Ghost, and then Karate Ghost shows up randomly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like this movie is more of a throwback to the style that Balsamo has that we enjoyed the most. Where a lot of his more recent stuff was just loaded with people doing cameos, like actual, like the website cameo.
Yes.
Like this had less of that. It only had two, Bam Margera and The Godfather from wrestling.
Yes.
And then, so it actually did have a narrative structure with silly
Sure,
scenes.
Joe, sure. Yes. You had a structure.
So,
we also have...
Yeah.
Well, we're going to talk about characters later, but yes, it had a structure.
The only thing I'm going to say about this movie is that James needs to borrow from the Full Moon Features playlist and make these movies shorter. It should be no longer than an hour, because I enjoyed the silliness of it and all that stuff, and I don't mind the fact that it's going all over the place, but it was kind of long for me.
I agree. There are certain parts that I like. We're going to talk about the Karate Ghost later on. But yeah, I think if this was shorter and you got some more of the Karate Ghost hijinks, it would have been better. And at certain points, you're just like, okay, they're just filling time.
Yeah. Well, what do you give it for story?
Got to give it half a point.
I'm the same, half point.
Yes.
I did enjoy it though. It's just long. The next category, Lamar, is what do we think of the characters?
Well, we have Nick Laser, who is played by James Balsamo, who is just raspy voice guy in a karate gi. That's red and has a perm. So, then there's just random characters.
Well, his friend in the spirit world, Johnny Spirit World.
Johnny Spirit.
Who's a wrestler, Johnny Morrison, also known as Johnny Kung Fu in this movie, and Johnny Karate, Johnny Nitro, Johnny Superstar, Johnny Blaze, Johnny Elite, Johnny Impact, and Johnny TV. He's in it.
And then, we have some random women, of course, in this film. They're part of a sorority or something, or they're on a college. And we have a cameo from Linnea Quigley.
Yeah.
So
the girls were intertwined with the story, but their main story arc was that they wanted to win a wet t-shirt contest.
Because then they get to stay in a haunted dojo.
Yeah.
All right, and well, if you know anything about James Balsamo, and
that's another character.
That's another category. We'll save that for later. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what do you give it for characters?
Well, we didn't talk about Karate Ghost.
Oh yeah, well you have Karate Ghost.
You have Karate Ghost, which I did enjoy the idea.
Yeah, it's funny.
It's funny. We talked about it in story. It should have been cut down the movie to have more of him. He had some good one-liners, I will say.
Yeah.
That was fun. The defeat and then he's ripping off someone's foot and that kind of stuff. So that was funny.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna give it 1 point for characters because I enjoyed the characters. I still think this movie comes down to a structural problem, but not a character problem. So 1 point for me.
Eh, characters are a little not up to par. I'm giving it a half a point.
Okay,
Half a
okay.
point. Yes.
Well, next category, Lamar, is what did we think of the special effects?
I will say everything was practical, right?
Yeah.
There are some funny gags because
Mm-hmm.
not to spoil anything, the bicycle kick
Yeah,
scene
that was my favorite.
that cracked me up. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie. This movie was saved by that. Like I was like, that was hilarious. I did not see that coming, so that was funny.
Yeah, that
Yes.
was my favorite part. No, I liked all the special effects. I mean, they're meant to be kind of over the top and silly. Like there is a freaking like giant monster, some kind of creature, and
Yes.
he ends up having to get a key out of the butthole of the monster or whatever.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I love that it's all practical and it's all, blood spurting and all that stuff. I'm giving it 1 point.
I'll give it 1.2.
Okay,
Yes. Yeah.
okay.
Honestly, because the bicycle kick.
Well, our next category is karate. And I guess the karate ghost.
I liked Karate Ghost. It wasn't the fight scenes were not as
Well, they're meant to be silly.
they're meant to be silly. So it's I guess it's all in the name of comedy. I'll say that. Yeah.
Well, the funny scene of karate was when he's fighting Karate Ghost. And I saw a little bit of the behind the scenes of this where they end up just telling the fight story with a series of pictures
Yes.
because, we assume that our pal, James Balsamo is not able to do a leaping sidekick. So they had to go about it in other ways.
Yes, they did. Yes, yes, yes.
So,
Yeah.
which is kind of funny, but I almost feel like there wasn't enough karate in the movie, though.
For Karate Ghost, you mean?
Yeah, like there wasn't enough fight scenes.
You know what? It was like not enough fight scenes, and then it's like not enough. Like when you see the fight scene, it's like not enough of it. Like not even a joking manner.
Yeah,
Like you know what I mean? Like it's not even like they're like totally faking the karate, but it's not like have a little bit of
a little
choreography.
bit, maybe like that quick camera push,
Yeah.
shaky cam, and then even go as far as putting like pow or bang or whatever. Like I will accept that
Something.
too.
Yes. Yeah.
Or there should have been and of course we haven't seen Karate Ghost 1, so we don't know if they did this, but there should have been some kind of test of strength, breaking some bricks or something,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
However, there was a scene that looked like it was filmed at a convention and they let random people get karate chopped by Karate Ghost.
You're probably right, Joe. Yes.
I'm going to give it a half point for karate.
I agree. Yes, a half point. Yes.
Well, Lamar, we know that there's always an important category when it comes to Mr. Balsamo's films. That is the TNA.
Taekwondo and Aikido.
There you go. Well, it was on full display in this film, as always, when it comes to his movies.
Yes, it was.
The
Yeah.
random scenes. It's almost with his movies sometimes like the rest of the movie is the filler, and then you're waiting for the random scene of nudity that lingers. It just lingers.
Well, they had to win that wet t-shirt contest.
They did.
And then, Nick Laser, he's just a hit with the ladies. Well, Karate Ghost before he became Karate Ghost. What was his name? Black Belt Joe or something
Yeah,
like that?
Joey.
Yeah, well, he was a hit with the ladies, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I guess it's fair to say I'm giving it a 1 point for TNA, Lamar.
Oh, well, we always give it a 1. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
If there's one thing that he's masterful at in his films, it's that.
Yes, 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 yes.
Well, Lamar, we've tallied the score, and Karate Ghost 2 gets a 3.75 out of 5. Pretty good.
Yeah, well, I think we know James Balsamo's style, so
Yeah. I do
yeah.
really feel like this was kind of a return to form for him. It just needs to be shorter. That's really my only criticism. It was a little long. Hour.
Yeah.
It needs to be an hour, tops.
Karate Ghost going around in his zombified makeup, challenging people and then killing them in, interesting ways. And then Nick Lasers, maybe he's defeated in the beginning and then he has to go talk to a master and then he has to go through, all these things and then go against Karate Ghost and win. And then it's very important through all of this, we see random nudity.
Yeah. What if they try to get Karate Ghost and send him into a ghost container unit, but instead they send him back in time, and he
Okay.
ends up at the All Valley tournament, and he ends up beating Daniel LaRusso for the championship. And
So he doesn't take a side. He doesn't take a side with, what was it? The Cobra?
yeah,
What are
he
they
just ends up
called?
winning the whole tournament from everybody.
Hmm. But then we won't get, what is it called? Cobra Kai.
No Cobra Kai. It'll just be Karate Ghost.
He opens
Everything.
his own school.
Yeah.
Does he have his own ghost style karate?
Yeah, he does ghostly things.
Does ghostly things.
Like
Okay.
when you go to punch him, your hand goes right through him. That's his defense.
You might have me on this time travel one,
All
Joe.
right.
Okay. I
Okay.
like this one.
All right.
Yes.
Good. Well, does that wrap
Yeah,
it up then?
it
All
does.
right. Karate Goes 2, James Balsamo, Acid Bath Pictures. Check it out. Peace.
Deuces.